Aya Wilson of the Las Vegas Aces has claimed the WNBA MVP award, and no one could reasonably argue against that choice. In fact, the decision was so clear-cut that Wilson earned the MVP title unanimously, with not a single dissenting vote from the panel. However, amidst this celebration, one vote has raised eyebrows. A surprising fourth-place vote for Chicago Sky rookie Angel Reese, which has left many people questioning the logic behind it. While Angel Reese had a notable rookie season, casting an MVP vote for her seems difficult to justify. This unusual choice is bound to shift the focus away from players who truly excelled and bring unnecessary attention to the anonymous voter who made this peculiar selection. It also risks inviting undue criticism of Reese, who had an impressive debut year in the league, but certainly not one worthy of an MVP nod. When you examine the situation more closely, it's difficult to understand how someone professionally evaluating the league's talent would land on Reese for an MVP vote. She didn't stand out enough to warrant a spot on the first or second All-WNBA teams, let alone being in the MVP conversation. Reese's rebounding numbers were impressive, even historic for a rookie. But beyond her prowess on the boards, there isn't much to support the case for such a high placement in the MVP voting. Statistically, she struggled in several key areas. While the Sky were statistically better when she was on the floor, the team finished the season significantly worse than the previous year, with a record 14 games below .500. Her performance was also impacted by injuries, and she didn't contribute to the team's success in the games she missed. Additionally, Reese's shooting struggles were well documented. She made less than 40% of her shots overall, and her efficiency around the basket, where most of her scoring opportunities occurred, was concerning, as she converted well under 50% of her attempts from within 5 feet. More importantly, there were simply players who had far superior seasons based on any objective basketball metric. Wilson was the standout performer, and the other top finishers included Minnesota Lynx's Nafisa Collier, New York Liberty's Breanna Stewart, and Reese's fellow rookie, Caitlin Clark of the Indiana Fever. These players were consistent and dominant across all facets of the game. The list could easily expand to include players like Sabrina Ionescu of the Liberty, Nneka Ogwumike of the Seattle Storm, and Alyssa Thomas of the Connecticut Sun, all of whom had more impactful seasons. Unfortunately, votes like this shift attention away from what should be celebrated: the incredible seasons of Wilson and the league's top talents. Conversations about the WNBA too often stray from basketball itself, and this puzzling MVP vote for Reese seems to fall into that category. Ultimately, it takes away from the well-deserved recognition of Wilson and others who performed at an elite level, while unfairly placing scrutiny on a rookie who had a promising, but far from MVP caliber,